The moment you stop searching. What if the reason you feel exhausted isn't because you're lost, but because you finally arrived? What if the loneliness you carried for years was never a curse, but preparation? Chosen one, this message is not random. It is confirmation. Stop searching. The tribe you prayed for has already started moving toward you. The invisible years. You remember the seasons when no one understood you, when your ideas were mocked, when your silence was misread. You outgrew rooms that once felt permanent, and you wondered if something was wrong with you. The different one. You were always the one who asked deeper questions, the one who felt uncomfortable with shallow conversations, the one who sensed when something was off before anyone else noticed. That wasn't overthinking, that was discernment. The weight of awareness. Spiritual awareness is not glamorous. It feels heavy before it feels freeing. You see patterns others ignore. You feel energy others dismiss. Why you felt alone. Isolation was part of the training. Not punishment, not rejection, training. You had to learn your own voice before joining a chorus. You had to build inner strength before meeting your tribe. The SILENCING. Society doesn't celebrate people who think independently. It labels them dramatic, too intense, too serious. Because awakened minds disrupt comfortable illusions. And comfort fears truth. The awakening. Awakening is not about superiority. It is about responsibility. You start noticing your habits, your thoughts, your intentions. You begin choosing growth over ego. Signs you are chosen. You've survived situations that should have broken you. You feel called to something bigger, but you can't fully explain it. You crave purpose more than attention. You value peace over popularity. The inner shift. At some point, you stopped trying to fit in. You stopped shrinking your intelligence. You stopped laughing at things that weren't funny. And that shift changed everything. Why the search ended. You were looking for people who matched your frequency. But growth changed your frequency first. The moment you aligned with truth, alignment began responding. That is not coincidence. Divine timing. God does not rush formation. There is wisdom in delay. You met certain people to learn lessons. You will meet your tribe to build legacy. The tribe. Your tribe is not perfect. They are purposeful. They challenge you. They sharpen you. Recognition. When you meet them, there is no performance. No pretending. No explaining why you think deeply. There is recognition without effort. Energy does not lie. You will feel calm, not anxious. Grounded, not pressured. Seen, not evaluated. Safe, not judged. Why it took so long? Because you were still becoming. Still healing. Still unlearning. Still strengthening your boundaries. The tests. Every betrayal refined your standards. Every disappointment clarified your values. Every closed door redirected your steps. Nothing was wasted. The breaking point. There was a moment you almost gave up. A moment you questioned your path. But even in doubt, you did not abandon your principles. That is strength. The identity shift. You stopped asking, "Why am I different?" and started asking, "How can I serve with this difference?" That question changed your posture. It shifted you from victim to visionary. No more CHSING. You no longer chase validation. You no longer beg to be understood. You no longer over-explain your boundaries. That confidence attracts alignment. The spiritual maturity. Being chosen does not mean being elevated above others. It means being entrusted with awareness. It means controlling your ego when you could easily react. It means choosing righteousness when no one is watching. The new connections. Watch how conversations start to feel meaningful. Watch how collaborations feel natural. Watch how support shows up without manipulation. This is alignment in motion. You were never too much. You were just too real for shallow spaces, too intentional for distracted minds, too disciplined for chaotic environments. And now you are being repositioned. The responsibility. Your tribe is not here to worship you. They are here to walk with you, to build, to grow, to elevate together. Community requires humility. Stay grounded. Do not let awakening inflate your ego. Stay grateful, stay teachable. Stay connected to prayer and reflection. Power without character collapses. The confirmation. If this resonates deeply, it is not by accident. Your spirit recognizes truth. You are not crazy for feeling called. You are becoming. Stop searching. The desperation is over. The wandering season is closing. Focus on growth, not hunting for connection. Alignment responds to preparation. Build, don't beg. Create value. Strengthen your discipline. Protect your peace. Your tribe respects builders. The shift in room. You will notice old environments feel smaller. Old conversations feel repetitive. Old habits feel heavy. Growth changes taste. You are seen. Heaven sees integrity. God sees the effort no one applauds. Your consistency matters, even when unnoticed. Trust the process without demanding guarantees. This is the season. Not of noise. Not of proving. But of alignment. Of strategic connection. Embrace it. Chosen one, this is your reminder. Stop running after belonging. Become so rooted in purpose that belonging finds you. If this message found you at the right moment, like this video so it reaches someone else who feels alone tonight. Comment, "I'm ready" if you refuse to shrink any longer. And subscribe to Return to Awakening if you are committed to walking this path with strength, discipline, and truth. The quiet alignment. You will not hear trumpets when your tribe finds you. There will be no dramatic announcement. Just a subtle sense of relief. Like your nervous system can finally rest. The mirror effect. They will reflect parts of you that you kept hidden. Not to expose you, but to remind you of your strength. Real tribe members don't compete, they confirm. The end of performance. You will not feel the need to impress them. You will not edit your personality. You will not water down your convictions. Authenticity will be enough. Share discipline. Your tribe will value growth over gossip. Accountability over excuses. Truth over comfort. They will challenge you without shamming you. The protection. Not everyone who smiles is meant to stay. Discernment will sharpen in this season. You will sense who drains and who builds. And you will choose wisely. The reposition. Some people will fall away quietly. No drama, no closure speech. Just distance. Do not chase what God is removing. The inner peace. There is a peace that comes when you stop forcing connections. When you stop trying to prove your worth. When you trust that what is written for you cannot miss you. That peace is maturity. The frequency shift. You are not attracting differently because you're lucky. You're attracting differently because you're different. Your standards changed. Your boundaries strengthened. The purpose connection. Your tribe is connected to your mission. Not just your personality. They align with your values. They see the bigger picture with you. The courage to be seen. For years you hid your depth. You hid your discipline. You hid your spiritual hunger. Now you stand in it without apology. The humility test. Stay grounded when alignment begins. Do not let recognition inflate your ego. Remember who you were when no one believed in you. Gratitude protects destiny. The sacred separation. There was a reason certain relationships collapsed. They could not grow where you were going. Some people are chapters, not the whole story. The silent building. While others were distracted, you were building. Praying, learning, reflecting. That unseen discipline is about to connect you with builders, not spectators. The new CONVRSATONS. You will talk about purpose, about legacy, about responsibility, about impact beyond attention. The confidence without arrogance. You will speak firmly, but not harshly. You will stand tall, but not above others. The reminder. Being chosen is not about being better. It is about being prepared. Prepared to lead with integrity. Prepared to serve with humility. The community of light. Your tribe may not be large, but it will be loyal. It will be disciplined. It will be intentional. The final shift before expansion. Right before alignment feels stable, there may be one more test. One more distraction. One more invitation to shrink. Do not fall back into old patterns. The clarity. You no longer need constant reassurance. You no longer need loud validation. You trust your path. And that quiet certainty changes everything. The last lonely night. There will be a final night where you feel alone. A quiet ache in your chest. A question whispering, is this really happening? And then something shifts. The confirmation through action. Someone will show up consistently. Not with promises. With effort. Consistency is louder than words. The discipline connection. Your tribe will not just understand your vision. They will protect it. They will respect your time. They will honor your focus. The end of OVRXPLANING. You won't need to justify your boundaries. You won't need to defend your growth. You won't need to minimize your ambition. Maturity recognizes maturity. The spiritual sharpening. Iron sharpens iron. Your tribe will correct you when needed. Encourage you when tired. Remind you of your calling when doubt creeps in. The detachment from old roles. You are no longer the fixer. No longer the emotional support for everyone who refuses to grow. No longer the one who sacrifices purpose to keep peace. That version of you has expired. The power of stillness. You will start moving differently. Speaking less. Observing more. Acting with intention. The unseen warfare. Not everyone will celebrate your alignment. Some will feel your elevation as distance. Some will misinterpret your boundaries as pride. Stay steady. The confidence rooted in faith. You trust that what God has written cannot be erased by opinions. You trust that obedience matters more than applause. You trust that character sustains what charisma attracts. That trust makes you unshakable. The new standard. You no longer entertain chaos. You no longer negotiate your values. You no longer lower your expectations to feel accepted. Peace became your baseline. The evidence of growth. You respond instead of react. You listen instead of interrupt. You pray instead of panic. That is transformation. The shift in energy. Rooms feel different when you enter now. Not because you demand attention, but because your presence is grounded. Centered. The clarity of purpose. You are not here to blend in. You are here to build something that outlives you. To inspire through discipline. To lead through example. The quiet leadership. You don't need a title. You don't need a stage. Influence flows from integrity, and integrity speaks loudly. The final release. Forgive the ones who misunderstood you. Release the ones who betrayed you. Pray for the ones who doubted you. Freedom begins with letting go. The arrival without noise. When your tribe fully aligns, it will feel natural. Like destiny without drama. Like peace without pressure. Like belonging without begging. The responsibility of connection. Once you find them, protect the unity. Avoid ego battles. Avoid comparison. Choose collaboration over competition. The reminder to stay vigilant. Alignment is a blessing, but discipline keeps it. Stay consistent in prayer. Stay consistent in growth. The call to step forward. Stop hiding your light to make others comfortable. Stop shrinking your vision to fit smaller rooms. Stop doubting the transformation that already began within you. You are not behind. The new era. This is not the season of wandering. It is the season of building, of connecting, of stepping into leadership with humility, the courage to trust it. It may feel unfamiliar at first. Peace can feel strange when you've lived in survival mode. Healthy connection can feel suspicious when you're used to chaos. Do not sabotage what you prayed for. The UNLEARNING. You must unlearn the belief that love equals struggle, that loyalty equals suffering, that depth equals isolation. Your new season requires new beliefs. The alignment check. Not everyone who enters this season is meant to stay long-term. Some are assignments, some are lessons, and some are destiny partners in purpose. The discernment within. Listen to how your spirit feels around them. Do you feel drained or strengthened? Do you feel small or sharpened? Peace is your compass. The power of agreement. When your tribe speaks, it resonates. Not because they copy you, but because truth echoes. Shared values create unbreakable bonds. The accountability factor. They will not allow you to settle. They will remind you of your standards. They will challenge lazy thinking. Growth thrives in correction. The ego test RETURNS. There will be moments when pride tries to sneak back in. Moments when you want to prove instead of improve. Choose humility. Humility preserves unity. The pattern break. You are breaking generational cycles. Breaking mental limitations. Breaking emotional dependency. That kind of shift attracts resistance before it attracts respect. The steady build. This is not about quick fame, not about loud announcements. It is about consistent progress. Brick by brick. The mental clarity. You think clearer now. Decide faster now. Detach quicker now. Growth made you sharper. The emotional stability. You no longer explode at disagreement. You no longer crumble at criticism. You no longer chase approval after rejection. That is strength under control. The spiritual anchor. Your connection with God deepened in isolation. You learn to rely on prayer over people. You learn that obedience brings peace. That foundation cannot be shaken. The gratitude shift. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" you ask, "What is this teaching me?" That question alone separates you from who you used to be. Perspective changed your power. The season of elevation. Elevation does not mean perfection. It means responsibility. You must represent truth with character. You must lead without arrogance. The quiet confidence. You don't need to announce your growth. Those aligned will feel it. Those misaligned will distance themselves. Let both happen naturally. The warning: do not return to old spaces out of nostalgia. Do not revive expired connections out of loneliness. Do not shrink to avoid making others uncomfortable. Forward only. The legacy mindset: think beyond today. Think beyond temporary feelings. Your tribe is connected to something bigger than comfort. It is connected to impact. The final realization: you were never too deep, never too intense, never too disciplined. You were simply ahead of your environment. The shift is complete. Stop questioning if you belong. Stop doubting your transformation. Stop searching for confirmation everywhere. You are aligned now, the stillness before expansion. Right before everything stabilizes, there is a sacred pause. A quiet moment where nothing dramatic happens. No big announcements, no sudden applause. Just stillness. The test of patience. This is where many turn back. Because silence feels like delay. But silence is often alignment, arranging itself behind the scenes. Do not confuse quiet with absence. The strength to wait well. Waiting is no longer frustrating to you. It is refining. You are not idle. You are preparing. The inner security. You do not need constant reassurance anymore. You no longer stalk outcomes. You no longer overanalyze every shift. Security replaced anxiety. The confidence to walk alone. Even if your tribe hadn't appeared yet, you would still stand firm. Because now you know who you are. And that identity is not negotiable. The shift in language. You speak life more than complaints. Solutions more than problems. Vision more than fear. Your words reveal your growth. The expansion of capacity. You can handle more now. More responsibility. More influence. More impact. The warning about distractions. As alignment approaches, distractions multiply. Old temptations resurface. Old connections reach out. Stay focused. The recognition of patterns. You notice manipulation faster. You sense inconsistency quicker. You detach without drama. That is maturity. The value of peace. You protect your peace like treasure. Because you remember the chaos. You remember the confusion. And you refuse to return. The tribe confirmation. When your tribe truly locks in, there will be shared discipline, shared prayer, shared accountability. The balance. You will laugh together, build together, correct each other, grow together. The nourishment. Healthy connection feels nourishing, not draining, not dramatic, not unstable. The refusal to settle. You waited too long to settle now. You healed too much to tolerate dysfunction. You grew too far to shrink back. Forward is the only direction. The quiet celebration. There may not be a crowd, but there will be gratitude. Deep gratitude. For the journey. The self-respect. You respect your time now. Your energy now. Your calling now. That self-respect changes who has access to you. The increase in responsibility. Alignment increases expectations. You cannot act small anymore. You cannot think small anymore. You represent something bigger now. The unbreakable core. Opinions may still come. Criticism may still appear. Misunderstanding may still happen. But your core remains steady. The final shift in identity. You no longer identify with loneliness. You no longer define yourself by rejection. You no longer carry the label of outsider. You are positioned. The acceptance. Accept that not everyone will understand your evolution. Accept that growth creates distance. Accept that alignment requires courage. And keep walking, the moment of realization. One day you will look back and barely recognize the version of you who begged to belong. The version who overextended, who overexplained, who overgave. The release of old identities. You are no longer the misunderstood dreamer seeking approval. You are the disciplined builder creating impact. You are the steady presence in unstable rooms. You are the calm voice in chaotic moments. The stability within. Your emotions no longer control your decisions. Your impulses no longer lead your steps. You move with intention. You respond with wisdom. The new standard of access. Everyone does not get your time anymore. Everyone does not get your vulnerability. Everyone does not get front row access to your vision. Access must be earned through consistency. The confirmation through peace. When something is truly aligned, it feels clear. Not confusing. Not forced. Not rushed. The power of restraint. You don't react to every opinion. You don't engage in every argument. You don't defend yourself against every misunderstanding. Silence is strength when used wisely. The expansion of vision. Your dreams are no longer small. They are structured, strategic, rooted in service, not ego. The humility to keep learning. Even as you grow, you remain teachable. Even as you lead, you remain grounded. Even as you build, you remain dependent on prayer. That humility protects your rise. The sharpening of focus. Distractions used to entertain you. Now they exhaust you. You crave substance. You crave progress. The discipline of routine. You understand that greatness is repetitive. Daily prayer. Daily reflection. Daily self-control. The energy of alignment. Conversations now spark ideas. Ideas spark action. Action sparks momentum. Momentum attracts more alignment. The closing of old doors. Some doors will close permanently. Not because you failed, but because you evolved. Growth makes certain spaces incompatible. The confidence without noise. You don't need to broadcast your moves. You don't need validation posts. You don't need applause to feel secure. Purpose is louder than popularity. The tribe's role in your mission. They will remind you when you forget your strength. They will hold you accountable when you drift. They will protect your reputation in rooms you're not in. That is loyalty. The inner peace that cannot be bought. No amount of attention compares to peace. No platform compares to integrity. No spotlight compares to a clear conscience. Peace is wealth. The final detachment. You release comparison. You release envy. You release the urge to compete. Your journey is unique. The clarity about your calling. You are not here to entertain. You are here to awaken. To challenge. To build. The responsibility of influence. People are watching your discipline. Your consistency. Your character. Lead carefully. The understanding of process. Nothing happened overnight. Not your pain. Not your growth. Not your alignment. The quiet gratitude. Gratitude replaces frustration. Gratitude replaces jealousy. Gratitude replaces doubt. You see the wisdom in every delay, the next level of discipline. Growth brought you here. Discipline will keep you here. Feelings are temporary. Commitment is permanent. The maturity to walk away. You can love people from a distance now. You can pray for them without reconnecting. You can forgive without reopening access. That is wisdom. The power of self-control. You pause before speaking. You think before reacting. You consult prayer before deciding. Self-control is silent strength. The refinement. Your circle is smaller, but your impact is larger. Your words are fewer, but your influence is deeper. The season of strategy. You are no longer moving emotionally. You are moving intentionally. Every decision considers purpose. Every step considers legacy. The awareness of spiritual responsibility. Being chosen means being accountable. Accountable for your character. Accountable for your example. Accountable for your obedience. The rejection of mediocrity. Average no longer satisfies you. Half effort irritates you. Excuses exhaust you. You were built for more. The protection of your focus. You guard your mornings. You guard your habits. You guard your conversations. Focus is sacred now. The alignment with truth. You don't bend truth to fit comfort. You don't compromise values to fit in. You don't dilute conviction to be accepted. Truth is your anchor. The shift in priorities. Temporary pleasure lost its grip. Long-term impact gained importance. You think generationally now, not emotionally. The inner authority. You don't wait for permission anymore. You don't wait for applause anymore. You move when conviction is clear. Confidence replaced hesitation. The HUMBLNG reminder. Never forget where you started. Never forget the prayers whispered in private. Never forget the tears no one saw. Those moments shaped you. The strength of consistency. Anyone can be motivated. Few remain consistent. Consistency is what separates calling from fantasy. And you chose consistency. The energy of purposeful community. When your tribe gathers, it feels productive. Ideas flow. Plans form. Faith strengthens. The absence of chaos. There is no constant drama. No manipulation cycles. No emotional roller coasters. Just steady growth. The continued tests. Elevation does not eliminate tests. It refines them. Higher levels require higher character. Stay vigilant. The courage to stand alone if necessary. Even within community. You keep your convictions. You keep your standards. You keep your obedience intact. The clarity about destiny. You were never meant to wander forever. You were never meant to shrink permanently. You were never meant to stay hidden. This alignment is preparation, not arrival, the expansion of vision beyond self. Your prayers are no longer only about your survival. They are about impact, about service, about leaving something meaningful behind. The elevation of STNDRDS. You don't negotiate with laziness anymore. You don't entertain disrespect anymore. You don't tolerate inconsistency anymore. Growth raised your standards permanently. The calm authority. You don't have to raise your voice to be heard. You don't have to argue to be right. You don't have to dominate to lead. Authority flows from alignment. The shift from emotion to execution. You feel deeply, but you act wisely. You process quietly. Then you move decisively. The awareness of influence. Your discipline inspires silently. Your focus challenges others indirectly. Your consistency convicts without confrontation. Example is louder than instruction. The detachment from OUTCOMES. You do the work. You make the effort. You stay obedient. And you release the results to God. The peace of obedience. There is rest in knowing you followed truth, even if misunderstood, even if unnoticed, even if uncelebrated. The strength to NCYCLES. You recognize toxic patterns quickly now. You refuse to repeat old mistakes. You interrupt generational dysfunction. You choose righteousness over comfort. The intentional silence. Not every opportunity deserves your yes. Not every invitation deserves your energy. Not every conversation deserves your response. Selective engagement protects destiny. The mental fortitude. Criticism no longer shakes you. Praise no longer inflates you. Comparison no longer distracts you. You are anchored. The purity of intention. You check your heart before your actions. You correct your ego before your words. You humble yourself before success. Intention matters more than image. The recognition of divine order. Nothing arrived early. Nothing arrived late. Every delay refined you. Every hardship prepared you. The momentum of right DCSINS. Small disciplined choices compound. Daily habits multiply. Focused effort builds foundation. This is how legacy forms. The alignment with service. Your tribe is not about status. It is about shared responsibility, shared discipline, shared submission to truth. The inner calm during outer chaos. Even when the world feels unstable, you remain grounded. Prayer steadies you. Conviction anchors you. The end of seeking validation. You no longer chase applause. You no longer measure worth by attention. You no longer compare timelines. Your validation comes from obedience. The acceptance of lonely leadership, MOMENTS. Even within tribe, leadership can feel isolating. Not everyone will see the full weight you carry. But you carry it with integrity. You carry it with faith. The continuous refinement. Growth never stops. Correction never ends. Humility must remain active. You stay teachable. The final understanding before manifestation. You realize something powerful. The tribe finding you was never the goal. Becoming the version of you worthy of that tribe was the mission.